my child, you aren't who you observed you're. Sure, you aren't the same character which you suppose yourself. Alternatively, I'm going to show these days that your DNA is divine. My toddler, earlier than the foundations of the earth had been laid, I knew you. Before time started out, earlier than the celebrities have been scattered like diamonds throughout the sky, I fashioned you in my idea. You had been no longer born out of chaos or accident, but out of my eternal intention. Every atom of your being turned into knit collectively through my personal hand. Every strand of your DNA turned into written with my breath, encoded with the language of divinity. You aren't simply flesh and blood, now not merely thoughts and emotion, no longer an end result of human history or parental lineage. You are mine. My essence lives inside you. You have walked through life thinking yourself restricted, broken, separated, small. You have got measured yourself via what the sector has advised you with the aid of the voices of guys, via the mirrors of tradition and revel in. You have diagnosed yourself by names and labels and numbers. You have got worn garments stitched from worry, disgrace, guilt and human understanding. However, today I call you out from among them. I strip away the one's veils and say once more, you are not who you believe you studied you're. You aren't your failures. You aren't your beyond. You aren't your sins. You are not your doubts. You aren't your fears. You are not even your name as the arena knows it. You're mine. And what's mine is everlasting, divine, radiant, powerful and holy. There may be a voice that has whispered to you within the darkish corners of your mind, a voice that has said you are unworthy, unlovable, undesirable. That voice is a lie. I never spoke to you. I by no means spoke the once phrases over you. I have most effective spoken blessing over you. I have only poured desire upon you. I have most effective breathed lifestyles into your bones. The enemy has tried to distort your reflection, to curve your identification, to bind you with invisible chains. However, I tell you currently the chains are damaged. The reflection is being restored. The mirror is being cleansed. And I will show you what I see after I look upon you. I see light. I see fire. I see my photograph. I see eternity. You have been now not made for survival. You had been made for glory. You had been no longer made to be dominated by situations. You were made to reign with me. You have been not made to be lost. You had been found rooted, grounded in my love that cannot be shaken. I long established your heart to hold the frequency of heaven. I encoded your soul with eternity. The longings you carry deep within you, the hunger for fact, for justice, for beauty, for romance, or now not injuries. They may be divine echoes, historical songs that I positioned internal you. They may be reminders of your starting place. You probably did now not come from dirt. You had been only formed with it. You got here from me. Yes, the earth is aware of your toes, however heaven knows your call. And more than your call, heaven is aware of your essence. Even the celebs understand you, for I located in them the rhythm of your spirit. The oceans roared you to the fact they take into account your voice. For you as soon as danced upon the waters with me before you wore this mortal body. Time itself bends around your motive. You are not simply in time. You are a being designed to hold the undying one inside you. I do no longer live in temples made by using human hands. I reside inside hearts like yours. I walk inside you. I pass inside you. I breathe within you. My spirit isn't beside you only. It is within you. And in which my spirit is, there may be liberty. So today I say, stand up into freedom, stand up into identity, stand up into the revelation of who you are. You aren't a mistake. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You aren't forgotten. I have been with you in every moment whilst you cried alone. While you laughed among buddies. When you fell while you rose. I by no means turned my face away. Even whilst you became away from me, I never moved out of your aspect. I held you through every typhoon. I whispered through each silence. I waited through each season. And now I talk without a doubt. You are mine. My child, my beloved, my selected one. There's greater in you than you already know. There may be gold buried underneath the rubble. There are rivers flowing beneath the barren region of your weariness. There are wings ready to spread from the back of your soul. Sure, you were born to leap, no longer move slowly. You were born to light up, now not simply live to tell the tale. The wake you experience isn't always punishment. It is the growing pains of your true self awakening. Wake up, my baby. Wake up to who you really are. Awaken to the electricity that I positioned in your voice, on your contact, for your gaze. When you talk with love, you echo my voice. Whilst you forgive, you mirror my coronary heart. Whilst you bless, you launch heaven. You had been never supposed to comply. You had been meant to transform. This global is groaning for sons and daughters to rise up, no longer those who simply understand of me, but people who recognize me, stroll with me, shine with me. You're amongst them. You are one of the referred to as the sent, the luminous ones who bring my fireplace into the shadows. do no longer wait to be best to accept as true with this. Agree with and you may be perfected in my love. Do not wait to sense worth. Worthiness isn't always a sense, it's far your birthright as my toddler. I clothed you in righteousness. I washed you in grace. I sealed you with my spirit. There's not anything you must earn. Only acquire, understand the truth. You are cherished fiercely, completely, for all time. You are enough now, not in your attempt, however, to your essence. You are sacred now, not because of what you do, but due to who you're. You're divine not in satisfaction, but in beginning. You could feel ordinary, but you're super. No longer because of human effort, but due to the fact my spirit burns inside you. You deliver the spark of eternity in your chest. That is why you may sense that the world isn't always because it should be, because you were born to help heal it. You are not intended to get away the sector, however, to transform it through love, through light, through fact. You ask, how can I do this? And I say, now not via wood, possibly, not through electricity, but with the aid of my spirit. You want no longer attempt. Relaxation in me. Abide in me, as the vine flows lifestyles into its branches. So I will waft through you, so I can glide via you. Consider the manna, my infant. Even whilst you do now not see fruit, the roots are developing. Even whilst you do now not feel sturdy, I'm your electricity. I have hidden treasure in you which you haven't begun to discover: thoughts, songs, expertise, compassion, miracles. They are already inside you. As you walk with me, they will unfold like blossoms inside the solar. You're a walking miracle, a living temple, a flame of hope in a dark world. And this is simply the start. You're a part of a first-rate awakening, a tremendous returning, not to religion, however to courting, however to identification. To the divine DNA that I placed within my kids. The earth is trembling with expectation for the revealing of the sons and daughters of mild. The groaning you feel inside you isn't always weak spot, it's far the call to rise, and my liked infant. Allow us to now cross deeper into the hidden places of your soul. For you marvel if what I say is authentic. If you are virtually mine, genuinely radiant with my spirit, then why has lifestyles felt like the sort of burden? Why have you so regularly walked beneath a heavy sky? Wondering your worth, thinking your cause, wondering even my love. You do now not ask these things with rebel for your heart, however with ache, with longing, and with honesty. I welcome that. I do not shrink back out of your pain, I input it with you. There are things, my toddler, that have made you overlook who you are, shadows that have crept in through the cracks, lies spoken over you through international that doesn't apprehend the divine imprint you deliver. This stuff have veiled your eyes, distorted your reflection, numbed your spirit. These are the matters which have made you prone, now not prone inside the way of holy dependence on me, but susceptible to worry, deception, and melancholy. Allow me name them now, no longer to shame you but to set you unfastened, for what's uncovered to the mild loses its energy. I want to unmask what is crept into your heart, what has diluted the fact of who you're. I need to put off the weights that have been in no way yours to hold. First, there may be the voice of rejection. It regularly came early through a parent's absence, a pal's betrayal, an instructor's harsh phrases, a lover's departure. Rejection pierced your soul like a thorn, and with it got here a lie that you are unlovable, which you must earn affection, that you need to end up someone else to be frequent, that if you have been simply acknowledged you will be deserted, but I inform you now I have by no means rejected you, not as soon as, even while you turned from me, I turned toward you, even when you broke covenant, I upheld it. Even whilst you doubted me, I believed in the goodness I positioned in you. You aren't a mistake, you aren't too much, you aren't too little, you're enough in me. Rejection isn't always your portion, belonging is. Then got here shame. Shame crawled in whilst you made errors, while you sinned, whilst you fell. It whispered that your failures described you, and that your moves have become your identification, and which you had been dirty, unworthy, beyond redemption. Shame does now not truly say you probably did wrong, it says you are wrong, and it drives you into hiding, but I did not design you to stay in shadows. My toddler, I recognize every idea, each misstep, each secret, and nonetheless I say, come near. There's no stain that my love cannot wash, no wound I can't heal. My son bore your disgrace so that you by no means need to. You aren't condemned, you're cleansed, you are not cast out, you're welcomed in. My include is wider than your guilt, my mercy runs deeper than your remorse. Worry also has made its domestic in you, fear of failure, fear of no longer being enough, fear of being by myself, worry of the future, fear of dying. Fear wrapped its palms around your heart and slowly squeezed the breath of existence out of your lungs. Worry lied to you, it told you that you had to manage the whole lot to feel secure, it told you that in case you permit pass you would fall, it convinced you that I was far away, distant and uncaring. However, fear isn't always for me. I did now not come up with a spirit of worry but of electricity, love, and a legitimate mind. Perfect love casts out worry, and my love is perfect. You do no longer need to look the complete path to stroll in peace, you only want to know that I walk beside you. Your safety isn't always an outcome, it's far in my presence. I preserve the destiny and I maintain you. You aren't by myself, not now, not ever. There's additionally the wound of comparison. The world trained your eyes to look outward instead of upward. You have been advised to degree yourself towards others, to evaluate your beauty, your intelligence, your success, your influence. However, evaluation continually distorts the view. It both inflates satisfaction or deepens lack of confidence, and neither mirror my coronary heart. When you examine, you overlook that I made you specific, incomparable, irreplaceable. There may be nobody else such as you. No one incorporates your actual light, your fingerprint of eternity, your melody of the spirit. You have been never intended to be a copy. You're an authentic expression of my creativity. I rejoice who you're. Heaven rejoices over your design. You do now not want to attempt to be someone else. You handiest need to become completely who I created you to be. Then there may be the deep wound of unworthiness. Existence has taught you that love have to be earned, that benefits are conditional, that want must be deserved. You had been taught that my grace had limits, that my goodness turned into for others however not for you. You looked at your flaws and assumed I appeared away. But my toddler, concentrate intently. I am not like man. My love isn't primarily based on your perfection but on my nature. My goodness isn't always earned, it's miles given. I do not bless you because you deserve it. I bless you due to the fact you're mine. You are worthy not due to what you have done but because of who I am and what I have located within you. You're worthy because I have declared it so. I located a crown upon your head even as you had been nevertheless in rags. I name forth the royalty inside you. The distraction has additionally played a role in your forgetting. The noise of the world, the infinite obligations, the monitors and schedules have numbed your cognizance. You have become so busy doing that you forgot being. You overlooked me in the frenzy. You have become remote from yourself, from silence, from surprise. You forgot how to listen now, not simply to me however for your own coronary heart, but I'm calling you back to stillness. I'm not in the earthquake, the hearth or the whirlwind, I'm within the gentle whisper. While you graduate down, when you breathe deep, while you turn your face in the direction of mine, you may locate me again. I in no way left. I have simply been looking forward to the noise to fade, for the veil to boost, for your spirit to appearance up. Some other thief that stole your reminiscence became trauma, ache too deep for phrases, loss that cut via your soul like a blade, the betrayals that made you question your really worth. The views that twisted your understanding of love, struggling that made you doubt my presence. These wounds were now not my will, but I never abandoned you in them. I grieved with you. I held you when you didn't know I was close to. I labored with you, and I promise you, I'm able to redeem every moment. What the enemy intended for damage I will flip for glory. Your pain will not be wasted, it is going to be converted. You are not the sum of your traumas. You aren't described by means of what become carried out to you. You aren't broken beyond restore. In my hands the broken end up stunning. In my arms ashes become crowns. In my hands what became lost is restored 100-fold. You may upward thrust from this now not most effective healed but empowered to heal others. You will deliver a deeper compassion, a fiercer love, a know-how that only comes from the hearth. A faith also made you forget, now not genuine courting with me, but the structures of guy that used my name but did no longer carry my heart, pearls without love, judgment without grace, overall performance without presence. You had been advised that you ought to attempt to earn my approval, that your value became for your behavior, that your standing with me became continually at hazard. That isn't my gospel, that isn't my voice. I do not need your perfection, I want your coronary heart. I do no longer want your rituals. I choose your nearness. I am now not looking in your failure. I am celebrating your go back. You aren't a servant begging for crumbs. You are a toddler seated at my desk. I tore the veil so nothing would stand between us. My grace is scandalous, wild, overflowing. It'll never run out. You furthermore MGHT forgot due to lies. Lies you believed approximately me, about yourself, about others. The enemy sowed these lies early and often, that I am angry, that I am remote, that I punish more than I bless, that you are to some distance long gone. Too stained, too complicated. However, I'm now not the accuser, I'm your defender. I am not your punisher, I'm your redeemer. I do not shame you, I clothe you. I do no longer keep away from your mess, I step into it and make it holy. But in all of this stuff that made you neglect, something deeper has constantly remained. Even if the lies were loud, even when the ache become first rate, even if the worry changed into heavy, there was a flicker of truth that refused to exit. That sparkle is me, that whisper that stated there should be more, that was me. that pain for domestic, that starvation for romance, that dream you could not give an explanation for, that become my fingerprint. I never permit you to neglect entirely. I kept a spark alive in the ashes. Now I'm respiration on that spark. I'm fanning it into flame. I'm awakening you. I'm restoring what changed into lost. I am bringing you lower back to yourself, your proper self, the only made in my image, the one formed in love, filled with glory, wrapped in purpose. You aren't who the global told you to be. You aren't your mistakes, your titles, your trauma, or your fears. The world can also strive once more to make you forget about. Trials can also come, voices might also upward thrust. However, you now convey a deeper knowing, the flame that cannot be snuffed out. You'll fall at times, however you may upward push again. Now not because of your energy, however due to mine, not due to the fact you are best, however because you are mine. Each day you stroll this earth, you are a revelation ready to be revealed. You're a testimony of grace, a lighthouse to the misplaced, a carrier of my coronary heart. The more you don't forget, the extra others will recall too. You aren't just being restored, you have become a restore. So go now with this fact burning on your heart. You're a child of the maximum high. You have been made in love for love to love. You are filled with electricity. You are full of light. You're full of me. And although the arena may try once more to distract, to numb, to divide and disfigure, you will no longer forget. Due to the fact I'm able to preserve reminding you, I will communicate to you to your sleep. Inside the sunrise, inside the quiet moments, I can write my love into your days in ways you can't emit. I'm able to show you over and over again. I am with you, I am inside you, I am for you, and I'm able to in no way let you pass. You're mine, my cherished baby, and not anything, no voice, no fear, no failure will ever change that. Now walk, now not as one who is lost, but as one who's located. Walk in truth, stroll in mild, walk in love, and by no means forget about again. Amen.